Right then, so a quick walk around video, and this is for a Honda CR-V, and it's a 2.2 EX automatic diesel. 2013 car, lovely looking car. It's got the side steps, the front and rear bumper extensions, which I think is the Urban pack, but I'm hopeless with the names of the packs on these things. I think it's just 69,000 miles on the clock. Black looks great on these cars, it always has done. Comes with a lovely service history, 13 recorded services. I'll be heading off for a new MOT, which is done independently of us. Front of the car, lights and lenses are clear and intact. There's no cracks or condensation there. Bonnet, very clean, I can't see any obvious stone chips on there. Near side of the car, lovely and smooth, and the panels really crisp. Rear three quarters, side steps and that little silver trim at the bottom. They're only subtle, but they really do give the car a different presence. It's really lovely. Back again, very clean, generally speaking. Offside of the car, driver's side again, very smooth in panel work. The panels are really lovely on the car. For a car of its age, notwithstanding it's 10 years old, I mean, there will be the odd minor blemish, but for me it's been kept very well. Let's come to the back of the car now. Absolutely cavernous boots on the CR-Vs. These are people carriers in effect, you know, they're family cars. Quite often in the back they can be very heavily used and worn, but this has been kept really nicely. It's coming to the back now. Rear doors open to virtually 90 degrees to give you great access. The legroom is incredible. Front seats are set for me, and I'm 6 foot tall, and I can sit behind myself in the rear seats with plenty of legroom. They are cavernous, and it's been kept really nicely. Again, for a family car, see the leather work and carpeted areas is nice, is a rarity. Let's go to the front now, passenger side, and all very clean. Full set of original Honda mats in the car. Front passenger seat there, in terrific condition. Finally come to the driver's door card, again lovely and clean. Same with the footwell areas there. And driver's seat for a car of its age in absolutely superb condition. So inside the car now, as always I have the engine running, so the dash is illuminated, which looks pretty much like new. Sat nav, as you can see, working exactly as it should. And pop the car into reverse there, and rear parking camera complementing the front and rear parking sensors. Coming on down, just been kept absolutely beautifully. Come to the dashboard binnacle. Hopefully you can see 69,312 miles, and there were no warning lights on the car at all. Finally, just to show you, owner's manual pack and locking wheel nut key, all here and present with the car. Right then, it's a quick road test video, and this is for a Honda CR-V 2.2 EX automatic diesel. The car's registered LG13OSY, and with a mileage of 69,313 currently recorded. The reason we do these videos, and especially this bit, the road test section, is to ensure that if anyone is online looking at any of our cars, they get to see that very car actually in operation. The reason we've always felt important is purely because, like many people, we've been to see cars which have looked perfectly good in photographs or description, but then to get there, drive it, and find it's got an obvious fault that shows up, which can be hugely frustrating if you're travelling a fair distance. Also done on these very quiet country roads in this beautiful part of Gloucestershire. This actually forms part of the road test route we take our customers on, and hope is, of course, it will then be representative of what you'd feel yourself should you go on a drive in the car. So coming to the car, it's been very well looked after, this vehicle, and it feels it. Push button start, engine starts instantly and settles to a completely smooth, even idle. There are no warning lights on the dashboard at all relating to the engine or any other part of the car, and temperature gauge is running at a third, which is exactly where it's meant to be on a Honda vehicle. It's a brilliant diesel engine. It's my favourite diesel that Honda made, actually. It's got all the trademark qualities of a Honda, so they're incredibly tough and reliable with good regular maintenance over very high mileages. Cam chain driven, so there's no cam belts to worry about. but more than that, it's just how un-diesel-like in lots of ways it is, in terms of kind of the sound and the refinement. It's very smooth. Only sort of low revs, idle, we really know is a diesel. On the move, it's got so much more grunt. The problem is with diesels is sometimes if you buy these small capacity ones, they tend to have big turbos or twin turbos, and they can lull you into thinking they've got more power than they have, or for as much of the time as this one has. This has got really linear power delivery and a broad spread of power over a lot of the revs. They're all usable. Quite often these other cars you get in, they go quickly, but then they die away very quickly as well. This is the opposite. You put your foot down, it goes, but it just keeps hauling along. It's a lovely, lovely engine. It's my tow a caravan, and the diesel auto 2.2 was by a country mile the best tow car I've ever used. Love it. Engine then obviously feeds into the automatic gearbox. Like the engine, has a reputation for being incredibly tough and reliable. It should be, because it originated from their flagship model, the Honda Legend, which is over 300 horsepower. So it's going to be able to take this power. Now, the reason they used it is they didn't have an automatic at the time to go with their diesel engine. The petrol one wouldn't have been tough enough to take the torque demands of the diesel. So rather than go and develop a completely new one, they utilised the one out of the Legend. So it is very, very good indeed. It's very slick shifting on the move. Gear changes are all but imperceptible. You can also use these flappy paddles, but no one ever really does, in all honesty. I always say that, notwithstanding reputation, you should always do the same checks on any gearbox. Just make sure the gear changes are smooth, and they are, but also just make sure that when you select drive or reverse from neutral, there's no sort of delays or thuds as it engages, and again, it's absolutely fine in all regards. So coming on to the steering and chassis, which has always been one of the great strengths of the CR-V, because they're just really, really nice cars to drive. Because there's two kind of schools of thought with this type of car. You get some cars where you get in them and initially you think, crikey, they're lovely and comfortable, pillowy, soft rides. But because they're tall, as soon as you start going around corners, they get a lot of body motion, particularly what I call these secondary motions, where that digs in but then lurches again, which can be really nauseating, especially for rear seat passengers. Or you go for, try and make them sort of handle sportily, which is beggar's belief, really. I don't know why you'd want them to. But then you end up with quite a brittle, uncomfortable ride on anything other than a smooth surface. What Honda have always done brilliantly is to give you a very, very accomplished ride. It's very comfortable in the car. But the body control is absolutely brilliant on the car. When you go through corners, it's far more capable than you'd ever give it credit for, and certainly what the Motoring Press gave it credit for. They always say it was a bit dull to drive. No, it's not. It's actually genius. That's what's so clever about the car. Worth pointing out, there's no clonks, rattles, anything from underneath the car at all. Steering of the car, which has got a lovely natural weighting to it, even though it is electric power steering, as most cars are. It's very pleasant to use. It's crisp, it's quick, it's accurate. It also tracks dead straight. There's no vibrations at this speed, or any speed up to legal limit, actually. Brakes in the car are really, really good. Powerful brake pedal, no pulsing, no vibrations coming back through the brake pedals, so all in fine order there. And then you come inside the car. Videos cannot get across, of course, how well built a car is, but there's no squeaks, no rattles, on an 11-year-old car. And this is where, again, it's to my total frustration that when you read the original Motoring Press reports for lots of cars, they say they're well built, but they don't really give it much credit. They're beautifully put together. There's no squeaks, no rattles, even after all this use. They're incredibly hard wearing, because Honda don't go for sort of flash, make it look sumptuous in lots of ways.
but with materials that can be easily damaged. They know what the car's going to be used for, so they design it for that use. So even though you've got kind of some soft touch here, you've got some harder plastics down here, they're very resistant, but not, you know, immune to damage. But they're easily cleaned. They keep the up. You know, it's been thought out really, really well. The interior, dash design is simplicity itself. After a couple of days in the car, even though it's very well equipped, you've mastered it. It's dead easy. One of the easiest sat navs you'll ever get to use. On there, and that's all working perfectly. Down below that, you've got dual zone climate control systems, so you can have different temperatures side to side if you so wish, and that pumps out absolutely ice cold air. Heated seats, again, working as they should. Every button you press or every knob you twist has a lovely high quality damped feel that Honda put into all of their controls. And then dash in front of me, the dash binnacle, clear, crisp dials, easy to read, not overcomplicated like most modern cars, and this lovely leather-bound steering wheel. It's in really lovely condition in here, I have to say. Worth pointing out, even though this is a four-wheel drive car, there is no four-wheel drive button on the car. Honda worked out very quickly that most people will be driving as I am right now, where you don't need four-wheel drive on. So basically it runs in two-wheel drive, front-wheel drive pretty much the whole time, because that's the most efficient way to pull a car along. Only if it needs to go into four-wheel drive will the car do it itself automatically. So if you were to lose grip on the front wheels, you know, snow, mud or ice or something, before you could even react, and via the traction control system, it brings in the rear wheels to give you four-wheel drive, and it's seamless in the way it does it. And as I mentioned, you know, we've towed a caravan and we've never come close to getting stuck. It's a brilliant system. The advantages of the system are patently obvious, of course. You're going to get through your tyres less quickly, you use less fuel, and you put far less mechanical stress to the vehicle as a result of it. So much so, as I genuinely say, nearly 3 decades selling these with four-wheel drive, having sold thousands of them, and I simply can't remember putting a spanner on one of them on the four-wheel drive systems. So they are very robust indeed. Said at the start of the video, the point of it's literally just to show the car operating any issues. There's nothing at all. It drives absolutely beautifully.